Okay, today we're going to take a look at adding lights to a picture that we've drawn. So first I've started with a picture. I drew a nice little mountain scene here and I've got a sun, and I want to add some red light behind the sun so that it kind of glows. So the first thing I did is made my picture, and now I'm going to decide where I want that light to be. And I want it to be, I think, down here by the bottom of the sun. So I'm going to just kind of use my pencil to put a mark on the back, and that mark is right there. And that's going to tell me where I'm going to need to put my light bulb. So I'm going to draw my light bulb symbol. Remember, it looks like a triangle with a line on the pointy end, and then two arrows pointing off of it, and that's our LED symbol right there. Okay, now I'm going to decide where I want my battery, and I think I want to have my battery over here on this side, and we're going to use the battery symbol for this. And I need to think about this a little bit because I know this is going to be the negative side and the positive side of my light bulb. So I want my wire to come over to this way, and so this I'm going to make my positive side because that's going to go straight to there. Remember, our battery symbol is long, short, long, short. And then this is going to be my negative side, so it's going to go over there. So I'm going to label these positive and negative. And I think this one can just come straight across there. And I think I want this one to come like that. So I'm going to draw a line that comes up out of my battery to about the height that I need it. I'm going to draw these nice and lightly at first so that I can erase them if I need to. And then that line is going to come across to here. Okay, now I've got my positive side done there. That looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and darken that line up a little bit so I don't lose it. And I'm going to erase those pieces. Okay, now for my negative, I need that one to come back this way, but I don't want to just come straight out. It's going to have to come down a little bit so that I have enough room to fold that first corner. So I'm going to come down to about there. Now I'm going to go ahead and have this line come across. Make sure that I'm not right on the edge of my paper. There. Okay. Again, I want this to come out a little bit away from the bulb. Not a long ways. Just enough that I can do a good corner there. That's long enough. And I'm going to connect this down to there and erase that line I don't need. Okay. Next, we're going to have to measure that and find out how much tape we need. So we're going to measure all of our sides and round it to the nearest centimeter. There's 8. There's 10. It looks like 2 centimeters. There's 11 centimeters. Looks like that's closer to 14 centimeters and 2 centimeters. So now I'm going to add all those up, and I'm not going to try to add all those up. I think I'm going to do this in 3 different problems. So 14 centimeters plus 11 centimeters plus 2 centimeters. And I'm going to do the other one here, 10 centimeters, 8 centimeters, and I've already got that one. Oh, that one there, so I do need that one. 2 centimeters. And I'm going to double check. 14, 11, 2, 10, 8, 2. Okay, nothing's left out. So I'm going to add those up. 4 and 1 is 5, and 2 more is 7. 2 plus 2 is 2. So that's 27 centimeters. 0 plus 8 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Carry the 1, that's 20 centimeters. Now I'm going to add those up. And that's 7 and 4. So this is going to be 47 centimeters all the way. But I also need to take and add 10 centimeters so that I have enough for my corners and putting my bulb on there. So I need 57 centimeters of tape. Okay, now I've got my tape. I'm going to start over here on my negative side. I'm going to peel my tape off carefully, making sure that I only peel as much as I need. Now I'm going to make sure that on my negative side that my tape goes about halfway into my battery symbol. And I just peel off a little bit there. And I very carefully fold my first corner over. Line that up, press it down, and then carefully hold the sides and pull that out. Now I can press that down. Now I'm going to make sure that I'm only taking off the back of the tape for the part that I need. Okay, and I'm at my next corner now. I'm going to move this around this way so it's easier to work on. Fold it this way. Fold it back over the top. Make sure everything lines up. Okay, now I can do my next corner. When you're using a lot of tape like this, it does get a little tricky sometimes. There we go. Okay, and then making sure that I'm only using the tape that I need. As I go. One more corner. I'm going to trim this a little bit shorter so it's not in my way anymore. And then fold it back over the top. And then I'm going to see where my bulb is and cut that off. Right there. Carefully pulling the tape out. Okay. Now that's my negative side. All my corners are folded neatly with no cuts. Now I'm going to work on the positive, and the positive is going to have our on-off switch. So we're going to take the end of our tape about that far, and we're going to fold that in half like that. And we're going to very carefully peel that away. Now we're going to use this to fold sticky side to sticky side, and that's going to be our on-off switch. So now that part's not sticky any longer. And we're going to stick this down so that it just barely overlaps. See how that just barely overlaps that negative side? And then we're going to very carefully stick that down to our first corner. Fold away and back over. And then we're going to stick the last of our circuit tape down. Okay, and I'm going to cut that there. Okay, So now we've got our spot where our bulb needs to go. We've got our spot where our battery goes. So we're going to take our bulb and again we're going to mark the longer leg because that's positive. So we know to put that on the correct side. Okay, so we're going to pull that out flat, pull that out flat, and we're going to put that in right there. Now we can test this by putting our battery in so that the negative side touches the negative part of our circuit and then touching the positive with our switch. And then if we touch our bulb and press that down, we should see that it lights up. It's working correctly, so I'm ready to stick that all the way down. I'll take a small piece of tape, cut it so that I have a piece for both sides of my LED bulb. Very carefully tape that down. Pressing that on, good. Now this one looks like it needs to be bent up a little, which is fine, I can bend it. Take my other piece of tape and get that stuck on there, good. Alright, now it's time to test our circuit again. It looks like it lights up. So now we're going to take our drawing, cover that, and there we go. We've got a nice mountain sunrise there.